What's up, teacups? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. Today we're going to do a fun general messages for all the signs out there. I know not everybody is into the collective messages, so that's totally okay. But yeah, this is going to be a collective one. I woke up this morning and I just knew there was some message or messages that needed to be sent out there, but it wasn't specifically, navigating me towards a specific sign or elemental suit. So I just said, okay, cool, general message. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's see, with all general messages, not everything I say is going to resonate with everyone out there, right? So please only take away messages for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. Now this is general for everyone, so if this video isn't resonating with you, check some videos that I've posted for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs if you want additional clarity. There is currently spreads up for your monthly videos for all zodiac signs, individually I mean. There's also financial readings, there is love readings, there's a Scorpio full moon reading. Basically what I'm getting at is there's a lot of videos that you can get a lot of messages from, so if you're interested in that, please go ahead and check those out. Everything else you're going to want to know about this reading will be in the description box below, including the many different decks I'm using here, as well as the social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check those out if you're into it. My website is under construction. It's going to be badass when it's up. I'm currently working with a graphic designer on it, and yeah, it's in the works, so thanks for your patience there, but yeah, it's going to be cool. And last but not least, certainly not least, thank you so much for everybody's love and support out there, for following the channel, for tuning in, for viewing. Yeah, I appreciate you all. I'm so happy to be sharing this journey with you as I kind of, find my footing here on the YouTube space and in the tarot community. This is what I love doing, so I'm just so happy that I'm able to do it with you there. All right, so my camera freezes, so if you see me touching buttons, that's why. Let's get to it. So, let's see here. We're going to do animal spirit cards. All right. You may want to fast forward this part, but or maybe not, right? Got to get all the cards out. I'm doing different decks. I don't know why. I felt it in my gut. Got to go with that intuition. Okay, let's do it. All right, teacups, here we go. So, the U section, if you will. This says Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. All right, so already we know that whoever is going to connect with this video, you are on a search for love, a path for love. Love is a battlefield, right? Pat Benatar was right. You're singing your song. I think for a lot of you, you're starting to put yourself out there. Again, with the change of the seasons, the warmer weather is coming. It's Gemini season, the lovers, right? The time for communicating and speaking your truth. And for some, looking for commitment, essentially. We have 41, breaks down to a 5. I think of the card of the Hierophants. For some of you, maybe you're, metaphorically hearing wedding bells if you're in a committed relationship and looking to have, again, that sort of commitment. But I can't help but notice this bird is singing its song. It's projecting music. So this speaks to me about, yeah, again, speaking your inner truth, playing your song, being open and honest about your feelings. For the artists, especially expression of creativity, of music, of poetry, of writing, of putting it out in the world, which it's like a little piece of you. It's a piece of your love, of your heart that you're putting out in the world. Yeah. And the 5 of Earth, wow. So being clarified by the 5 of Pentacles. So this is sometimes the abandonment guard, feeling left out, feeling iced out, Going through difficult times and hardship, and I do sense that because it's like love is all around, there's a message coming out to, again, those resonating with this so far, that you're close, you're getting there. I woke up this morning and I knew there was a message coming out, and it did have to do with this feeling of providing hope to those going through a difficult time who are just kind of at their wits' end of feeling maybe heartbroken or frustrated, particularly in love and relationships, of things coming together, of feeling like you always got the short end of the stick, always feeling like you're the person who has to come to your own rescue. And I mean, literally this picture, it's like wrapping yourself in a blanket, you know, in your house. And yeah, it's like having to nurture yourself back into health, essentially, again, with the feelings of love. But I see this as optimistic because even if you are feeling in that 5 of Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, for those interested, it's like your time is coming. This card is hopeful. The number 5 in cards, as we know in tarot, they're imbalanced energies. 5 energies, no matter what the card is, they're difficult, right? But how I was saying, there's, with this 4 and 1 breaking down to a 5 of the Hierophant, the commitment, also a spiritual path, a spiritual journey. This is the card of testing your faith, of knowing that there's something greater at work here. And while you're going through kind of a difficult time, you know, walking barefoot in the snow, metaphorically, getting over heartbreak, getting over financial losses, instability of any kind, you know, again, you're self-caring, you're self-nurturing, wrapping yourself in that blanket. And with this, there is absolutely that temptation to think that I can't go any further, but you can. The church is right behind you. So whatever that church is to you, this place of salvation, this place of hope, this place of nurture, of good fortune maybe, it's right up there. It's almost within reach. It's in your environment. It's in your surroundings. But there's a need to just keep pushing on. Even when, you know, you're running that race and you've sprained your ankle, you have to make it to the finish line. You're getting there. And I say finish line, all of life is cycles. So we know that even, you know, when you've met the perfect person, when you have the perfect job, life is constantly going to be up and down, right? Ups and downs. It's not one smooth path. It's not a direct path to emotional fulfillment, right? But again, I know that some of you are seeking, I think in the arena of love, either commitment or partnership, or even just healing from a really difficult relationship that left you feeling isolated, left you feeling abandoned, out in the cold. I could also see this nightingale spirit as something greater calling you, as spirit or universe playing its song to try and to catch your ear, to get your attention, to lure you in. There are messages all around you, but you need to be open to receiving them. You can't, and tough love here, but you can't be in self-pitying mode. You can't be in this victimization mode. The woe is me sort of, which a lot of 5 cards kind of have that. I am not at all minimizing your struggle here. I can sense it in this card. Some of you have, just like I said, been through the ringer to hell and back, and you're ready to give up. You're almost there. I can feel the energy, but something greater is calling you. Something it's putting out vibes and messages and long distance communication with you. I want to clarify. What do I want to clarify with? Let's do this deck. Let's see what this communication is about for the collective. What can we tell the collective messages? What is this communication being put out in the universe for them to see or understand or hear? It might be coming to you in dreams at night, these messages. Again, it's something greater, so I don't know if this is a person, like a romantic partnership or a friend or whatever, a family member. It might be, but for most of you, it's something greater. It's something bigger. Again, that test of your faith, of having faith in something greater and spirituality, if that resonates for anyone. Can we get one card? What is this communication about? The Tower. Wow. Major changes. Major changes are coming. Or it may have to do with your recuperation from them. After the Tower comes the Star card, which is all about healing and recuperation. And that's sort of what I'm getting with this too. It's like the difficult struggle, for the most part, it's behind you. And so while you may not see that light at the end of the tunnel yet, it's coming. And something about this, I think there was, for a lot of you, there was a Tower moment, a life-changing event in the past, right? Potentially a breakup from a relationship, the loss of a job, the loss of a significant amount of money. I'm also getting, for some of you, the new Tower moment coming in. While I know a lot of people have that fear and anxiety, but oh my God, what is this Tower? I'm almost getting that it's like a good Tower. Because if you're so stuck in this mode of abandonment and sorrow, sadness, isolation, again, universe is coming in to make major changes in your life, and it is going to, strip you naked and metaphorically, start anew. But I think so badly that's what you need right now. It's going to aid in your recovery. It's going to bring you back into your power. See how this devil is falling, right? It's removing any remaining toxic energy from this greater thing that needs to be built in your life. Something knocked you off your throne. Something made you question your power, your confidence, your self-worth. You may have been, I'm just getting kicked out, so I don't know if you were, forced to move out of your home or out of a job. Something is testing you, though. It's almost, it's like the universe saying how much more you got in you. How badly do you want to fight for everything that you really want in this life? What is your limit? What is your stopping point? Yeah. So let's take a look at this past. Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. Card number 9. I love this card. It's one of my favorite of the spirit animal decks. Being clarified by, the 3 of Swords. So heartache, pain, separation, sorrow, sadness, depression. Daggers through the heart, right? And it's air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But ultimately it speaks of pain that hurts so badly in the heart. It was also affecting the capacity or the ability, to think clearly, to see things as they were. Again, with the idea of take time out, there was a severing. There was a cutting off of, again, something, be it a job or a relationship, and it caused great pain. It caused great sorrow, and it forced you to, I think, be single, however you interpret that. Card number 9. It's the card of the Hermit. It probably forced you into hermit mode. The way bears hibernate for the winter, you kind of enclosed yourself. I'm almost getting the visual of for anybody who associates with Cancer in their chart, going into that crab mode of hiding from the world. The tough exterior of the shell, but the interior soft, mushy heartbreak, right? Your feelings were broken. Your feelings were hurt. And for a lot of you, I think that's what the Tower is, because this is coming into your present. This is still you recovering from the Tower. So it's almost like how I was saying there may be a new Tower moment coming in. I don't think it's that. I think it's that you're still struggling to completely see with clarity the purpose of this Tower. That's what it is, because you're still in that trudging through the snow barefoot mode. Again, for some of you, that a little bit of that victimization mode, rather than really going beyond the surface of what happened and really trying to understand, while this Tower swept through and changed everything, what was that path it set you on that you wouldn't have been put on otherwise? That shaking up of your world, the shattering of the universe, whatever it was for you, what ultimate purpose did it serve for your best and highest good? And that's hard to see in the moment, right? That's something that can sometimes take months, years to fully grasp and understand. And that's what this card is reminding you of, is that love is all around. Universe came in with this Tower to help you, and it was an act of love. It was an act of the universe coming in to save you from what could have been a really toxic energy, toxic relationship, difficult scenario. It could have been as simple as you being stuck in a dead-end job that you never would have gotten out of had it not been for this tower. The universe came in with this beautiful song it was singing, calling you out. It was calling you out of the tower, essentially, right? And yes, you're in recuperation and healing mode, and it's a tricky energy. It's not fun. You're still fighting that heartbreak and sorrow. You're still maybe feeling isolated, coming out of that hermit mode. But it served a purpose. And I think you are still in the element of discovering what that was. Yeah. All right. So your challenge right now, reclaim your power, Panther Spirit. This is your challenge, reclaiming your power. Again, how I was saying, recognizing the greater impact of what that tower moment did to you, rather than lingering in the energy of like, this isn't fair. Why me? Why did this have to happen? Again, there's a need to have faith in the divine, in something greater, and not, it's almost like silencing the ego of I don't deserve this, to understand, okay, this happened to me. Let me examine how I can change myself, how I can change my life. Essentially for me, for my highest good, to drive me forward, to go after everything that my heart calls me to do. Especially for those who have been seeing or hearing little messages along the way that maybe if you step back and actually realize it's the universe kind of nudging you in a direction, be it, towards a new relationship, towards reconciling uneven feelings or emotions with, family members, friends, exes, going after that job that scares the shit out of you, but there's something about it you just can't stop thinking about. There's a need for you to, literally reclaim your power, gather your strength after this tower moment and rebuild. Have faith in yourself that, again, there's something greater out there calling to you. There's messages being put in your direction to set you off on an even better path than you had ever imagined for yourself. So Panther Spirit is being clarified by the Hermit card in reverse. Look at it in the upright. And that's exactly what I was getting from this Bear card. Something broke your heart. And it made you go into isolation mode. It made you withdraw from the world because I think you needed to nurse yourself back to health. And I'm just getting it. It was a very long, difficult process. Months, maybe years for some of you. It's about coming out of hibernation mode, coming out of hermit mode. You've done a lot of soul searching, whether you realize it or not. That isolation time, it wasn't for nothing. There was a reason why you chose to do that, because you were listening to your intuition that told you, maybe I need to sit this one out. Maybe I need to really examine what it was that broke my heart here. Again, why this tower moment came in. While we can go off and on a tangent and list 10,000 things of what felt broken, of what made you feel broken, of all the supposedly negative things it did in your life, what if we choose to focus on the positive? What if in this very dark headspace we choose to see the light? We choose to see the bigger picture, the brighter vibration of what this sets you on. Because when you do that, you are using, it's just like the powerful being inside you is stepping forth and taking the lead. You're not choosing to cower behind heartbreak and sorrow, victimization, fear, excuses. You're humbly like setting the ego aside and being like, all right, Spirit, bring it. I got this. Anything you want to throw at me, I got this. I'm going to conquer it. It's proving your own strength ultimately to yourself. To Spirit, yes, but it's proving, again, how badly do you want to fight for the things that you so badly want in your life? Spirit is challenging you, again, in the way it knows best. It's challenging you to take the mic, if you will. To take the lead. That movie Split, that guy who has multiple personalities, it switches every now and then and somebody else takes the light, I think is the expression that movie uses. Who are you going to let take the light? Because we all have lower vibrations and higher vibrations, positive and negative feelings, emotions, thoughts, right? Spirit is challenging you to suppress the dark energy that, it's tempting to fall into that mode of poor me. My life is ruined. How could this have happened to me? It's challenging you to be like, listen, dude, like, you got this. Where's the power? Reclaim your power. Let the star athlete come to the front and take the ball and run with it now. Because ultimately that darker energy, that lower vibration isn't serving you. So that's why it's saying your challenge is to come out of hermit mode and, like, again, I always use the metaphor Rocky Balboa running up the staircase. Chase after what you love. Come back into power mode and fight for it, right? Metaphorically swallow those broken eggs in that, like, gross milkshake thing that Rocky Balboa drinks in the morning, gets you amped up. Because you got to chase after something here. Universe is pushing you to do it. And the thing is, you got to push back. You got to prove that you're going to be able to make it through. 4 and 4 comes to 8. 8 is strength, right? Balancing the interior so that it emits on the external. What's going to be helpful to you? Time to heal, snake spirit. Yeah, healing from this tower, from this heartbreak in the past that forced you into hermit mode, that made you think that you didn't deserve love, that there wasn't any hope for you. There's a need for you to realize that it was just a cycle, and you don't have to be trapped in it if you don't want to be. This is a temporary state. And the reason we know that is, look, there's snow on the ground. It's seasonal. This season is going to pass. Now, whether it's in the 2 to 3 to 4 month, seasonal change of the world or wherever you're at, right? This is just a cycle, but you need to realize that. And that being said, you can't put a timestamp on your healing, right? That's a very personal thing. So whatever this tower moment was that left you feeling, cast out from the group, abandoned, struggling, financially struggling, right? Again, I'm saying this in the most gentle way, but it's spirit being like, what are you going to do about it? You have one life to live, essentially, right? Now, we may have many lives to live, but in this lifetime, are you going to settle? Are you going to fold? When life presents you with difficult obstacles, it's okay to take time to recuperate, to heal, right? Sorrow and heartbreak, depression, all that. Those are humanistic qualities. We can't just ignore them. But there's a need at a certain point to, again, come out of the hermit mode, see the light within the dark. Because right now, I'm sensing that you guys are living in the dark and you've gotten so used to it, you've almost forgotten that it was a temporary state and you've taken it on as your truth. There's a need to, again, come out of the grass. The way the snake kind of like meanders in the grass, but ultimately it's seeking warmth, right? It's seeking sunlight. It's seeking that rock to absorb all the sunlight it can, that light, that positive energy. There's a need to come out of the cave, right? Come out of the darkness. And I am getting from this, healing for you is putting yourself back out in the world, because it may have been easier to stay in the comfort zone in your home with your maybe small circle of friends. There's a need to go explore other new places and literally cast yourself in the sunlight. Put yourself in a position to be seen, whatever that means for you. Put your resume out there. I don't know, go out on the dating scene if you're looking for a romantic partnership. Show up to the family barbecue, even though there may be bad blood with a sibling or something. Put yourself out in the open. So it's like proving to universe that you're willing to show up, that you're willing to fight for what you believe in. You're willing to gather your own strength enough, even though you've been hurt, you've been broken, you've been tarnished, to be like, okay, let's do this. You're very, very powerful. You will be able to conquer these imbalances, these demons, these darker thoughts that have been holding you back. It's just a matter of showing up to try and do the work. You have to start small. The world can't transition in a day. Your life isn't going to change overnight. For most of you, right? I mean, it could. It's possible. Yeah, coming back into your power. So this time to heal, as I'm saying, going out into nature might be important for some of you. Getting outside the comfort zone, but more importantly, out into nature, into the sunlight, into being around people who are healing, who energetically make you feel good, those who are vibing high. Do not hang out with people who are like Debbie Downers, who are constantly seeing the glass half empty, because that is not what you need right now. Those who are relating to this story need to be among people who are contributing positively to your life, who aren't a hindrance, helping, right? With the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, it is a Leo card, by the way. If you have a Leo in your life, they might be quite helpful. Optimism, positivity, again, being drawn out of that dark to the flame, to the fire, right? Wands, fire signs. The king of creativity, of passion, of choosing who or what you love, that's drawing you out of that darkness towards the fire, towards the sun, right? The snake, it is seeking warmth. It is seeking like nature's energy. This may have to do with you being on a new path or journey of spirituality, right? If something knocked you off your throne, there may be that desire for inner learning, for soul seeking, for understanding the why. And ultimately the why comes back to you. How do you wish to grow? And that's what the hermit does. He's a seeker of knowledge of himself. In hermit mode, you're not going out to look at who did this to me, who can I blame. It brings it back to yourself to understand, what do I wish to change in my life that I feel is holding me back? How am I holding myself back? Where do I find strength and confidence and clarity and emotional love and support in the world? This is saying going from hermit mode into like coming back into your power. The King of Wands is powerful. He has reclaimed his power. So it's like, while this is going to be your challenge this month, it's going to be quite helpful for you to bust through that challenge. Again, exactly what this card is. Keep walking through the snow, even though you're freezing cold and you hate it, and it's uncomfortable and it's awkward, and you're not enjoying it. There is light on the other side. It's proving your strength. It's coming into your power. And I mean, again, Leo, the card of strength, 8. There's a lot to do with finding personal strength in all of this. So, the guidance, the miracles are endless. Cow spirit. What a cute card. I love this card. It's so optimistic and hopeful, right? Flowers are blooming. That changing of the seasons, it's going from this to this. Things are going to be more lush and beautiful. Again, when you shroud them in sunlight, in warmth, in fire, in light, hanging out with those people who are compassionate, your guidance is saying that miracles are all around you, but you have to be in the right frame of mind to recognize them. And again, there's a leaving of the comfort zone, going off on new ventures, on new journeys. You might surprise yourself with how many good things are waiting for you literally just outside your doorstep, right? Choosing light over the dark. That is huge here. I keep wanting to hammer that home. Choosing to love yourself and choosing to go down paths that ultimately choosing to go down paths that you are driven to go down because your heart calls you to do it. Remember, we were saying the calling out, sending of messages. The King of Wands is the king of travel, but he's also the king of passions. He travels and follows his passions. His eyes go to where the fire is, where the light is. And we have the 1 and the 5, which comes to a 6. We're in Gemini season, right? The Lover's card. Choosing what you love, finding love in the universe, loving yourself enough to listen to your heart and to not keep yourself stuck in this solo hermit mode with your heart broken. Choosing to heal yourself. Choosing to love yourself enough to again seek out that sun, seek out happier times, not lingering in the dark energy of hermit mode. And I know it's going to be difficult. I don't mean to say that it's all, you know, piece of cake here, because it's coming up as your challenge. When you're in the dark, you don't see things for what they are. You don't see things as clearly. I'm thinking of like the moon card, if you will. It's dark and shadowy, so there's illusions there, right? Even with this, the flame, it's just a sliver in this otherwise dark cave. Go out of the cave. Come out of hermit mode. You've done a lot of soul searching and internal thinking. Let's like bring that beautiful energy and curiosity and that seeker mentality, right? Bring it out into the world around you, and it's like your people are just gonna flock, is what I'm getting. With the flowers, it's almost like I'm getting like hippy dippy, like 60s community of just like free love, but it's like you are naturally just gonna draw people, like your tribe is what I'm getting at. Your vibe attracts your tribe. I would be scared as shit to approach this panther, right? But if someone came off into the world presenting as this cow with a flower crown who just came from Coachella, right? Listening to their favorite songs, creating artwork that is a representation of their inner feelings, their emotions, letting their songs sing, the freedom of expression. I would much rather approach this cow, right? Because there's love in his heart. Again, the 1 and the 5 to the 6, the lovers. Even if it's not romantic partnership, there's a great deal here to do with bringing your inner light out into the universe, sharing your gifts and talents, your emotions, your creativity. It's an act of love. It's allowing the world access to your gifts that you can contribute, right? So it's being clarified by the Page of Swords. And it did come out in reverse, so we'll keep that in mind. So the Page of Swords is sometimes the spy card. It has to do with a seeking of knowledge. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You know what this is? It's leaving behind, when I say attracting your tribe, people are going to flock to you because of like the love and generosity you're giving out to the world. This is coming out in reverse, and just going off of the depiction here, people who are trying to, it's a couple things. It's you needing to cut out, literally, with scissors, what isn't serving you. This potential person, doesn't have to be, it could be a Virgo for some of you, doesn't have to be. It's cutting out what doesn't serve you, and also those around you in your group who are either immature or not vibing on your level, who are not contributing positively to your life. Yeah, there's a need to cut them out. This person's kind of silly and immature. He's just like, he's running with scissors, right? That expression. There's like instability here. They're not a solid, they're just not a solid relationship in your life. There's a need to cut that out. Yeah, he's just, this person's running amok. They're muddying the waters. There's toxic vibes being put out. It could potentially be an air sign in your life who isn't contributing positively. I also see the relationship between these cards. It's like he's here to cut the flower, right? I'm going to botch this, but there's some really beautiful quote, and it has to do with, in terms of a relationship, I'm trying to phrase it right, but essentially what it's saying is anybody can love a flower, and if they do, they'll pick it, right? But if we're looking at this in terms of a relationship, if you really love that flower, though, you're not going to pick it, you're going to grow it, and you're going to nurture it. You're going to make sure it has plenty of sunlight. You're going to make sure it has plenty of water, because you want to nurture it so it can bloom into something greater. This, to me, for a lot of you, is saying that there's a person in your life who showed interest. Your flower, essentially, right? Ooh, that sounds very sexual. Just go with me here. Your flower caught their eye. It was beautiful and it was shiny, and they liked it so much that this person came up and they wanted to snip it so they could take it home, right? But when you cut a flower, eventually it's not going to last. It's not going to maintain its beauty, right? There's a time stamp on it. So this could have been a fleeting relationship, maybe, that kept a lot of you stuck. And again, in Tower moment, it was like that snip, and you thought you guys were going to be together, but it's like this person ran away, got bored with the flower once it started to wilt, and then that was it. Whereas a person who wants you for the long term, they're not just going to come in with a pair of scissors and snip the flower and go. I'm almost getting like Knight of Wands energy here, like player energy. Someone who wants to invest in you romantically, but spiritually is what's so key here. They're going to nurture this flower. They're going to come and they're going to talk like bigger ideas with you. They're essentially what I'm saying is they're going to love and nurture the flower, right? The relationship, whatever that is. Even if it's with a coworker or a friend, right? They're going to add nutrients to the soil. They're going to add sunlight. They're going to add water. They're not just going to come and pick the flower because in the moment it's pretty. They will see you, your spirit, your soul as beautiful. And again, they're going to want to immerse themselves in that energy. So I will say, be careful of who you're spreading your energy out to, okay? That's really important. And then the final, wow, okay, so the final card that came out is Judgment, card number 20. And this has to do with making a judgment call, and again, who you need to weed out in your life, all these flower metaphors, right? Who in the garden is growing as a weed, like they're going to infect the soil, if you will. You need to cut them out. And again, who you're cutting out is those people with I want to just say less than pure intentions. You need to make a judgment on who's contributing positively to your life, because you've been to hell and back. Whoever is relating to this story, perhaps you were overgiving of your love, overgiving of your time and your energy, and ultimately, like, you got burned really bad. Your heart was broken by something, and it forced you into essentially going within into this really dark place and having to completely gut out these toxic energies and emotions that you were feeling for such a long time. But ultimately, whether you realize it now or down the road, this tower moment happened so that you could reclaim your power back, so that you could start fresh, start anew of, this is the new me, and I am very careful of who I let into my life, because this, I'm not going to let that happen to me again. That's unacceptable now. Like, this is me. I'm beautiful. I'm this, you know, amazing spirit who growing flowers, right? You're not going to let anyone F with you. And yeah, it's like you have a new vision, a new perspective of, I think of those in your life, of those in your circle. You're weeding out what doesn't serve you. These immature energies that just aren't lasting, you're getting rid of them completely. And because this is the card of Judgment, it's a card of Scorpio. Some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio. There may be a return of some sort of, it may be a person that contributed to this tower moment that set you off on this journey. And again, because this isn't going, just to be very clear, if you're still going through this hardship, if you're still feeling this in hermit mode, this return isn't going to happen because Spirit is holding on to it. I'm just getting that. It's like he's got dice in his hand and he's waiting to roll them, but it all depends on you. Once you are vibing high and you come into your power, you've reclaimed it, you realize what a freaking amazing person you are and that you deserve all the happiness in the world. When you choose to love yourself and emit that, not only are you seeking sunshine from the external, you are radiating it. It is your internal that has become the source of light, the source of energy, and it wouldn't have happened otherwise had you not gone into hermit mode, right? This internal is now emitting external, and only when that happens will potentially, for some of you, have a revisit. Maybe someone's going to call you, right? Of a person in your past who dimmed your light. There will be a judgment, a recall of sorts, going back into the past to smooth everything out so you can tie everything up in a nice little bow and essentially close out the cycle. It all depends on you. You cannot play puppet master and control how other people think or feel. It all comes from you wanting to better yourself. And when universe feels that you're ready, when you're in this just harmonious, beautiful stage of emitting light, it's almost like your final test from universe. Once you're here, and again, universe knows you're going to be able to handle it, only then is your final test going to essentially dredge up the past of whatever happened, whatever shook you, whatever broke your heart or shook your confidence or made you question your path. What made you question your power? There's going to be a revisit of that, of Spirit being like, so you got this now, right? It's up to you. It's up to you how you deal with this, but essentially this is tying up the past, is what Judgment is. So you can't rush the process of healing, but focus on being the best version of yourself and really, really analyzing who is contributing positively to your life, to your path. Who do you want to grow with in the future? Essentially, who can nurture the garden that you are building for yourself? It's really cool. All right, let's pull one of these cards for you, and then we'll wrap it up. Oh, you got two. That flew right out. The Perfect Key. These are such great cards. And you also got Change of Seasons. Yeah, I think we were talking a lot about that. Destiny, timing, divine timing, right? It's nothing you can control. The Perfect Key has to do with unlocking yourself from this mental prison that you've sort of put yourself in. And the thing is, you've always held the power. Reclaim it. You've always had the key. You've been the key holder to your future, to your destiny, to your successes. You just had to choose getting over that heartbreak, right? Releasing yourself of that pain that you felt. There's indecision on her face ultimately, but I noticed like this bird right on her shoulder. It's this bird, that's universe coming in on this megaphone. It's playing a song to call you out, to bring you out into the sunlight, to bring you out into the sun. And it's change of seasons against cycle, destiny, rebirth. What comes around goes around. Karma is coming up here a little bit too. But again, when you're in that dark sort of hermit mode, hibernation, winter, right? Cold, chilly, isolation. Where's that card I'm looking for? This. Even heartbreak. You're in the darker energy. Have faith knowing that everything changes. The only constant in life is change. This darkness of questioning your power, your strength. Keep going through the motions. Keep trudging through the snow because change lies right ahead, right? The church is behind you. Spirituality, healing, coming into your own. Once you get to this self-love, this self-nurturing, I'm just getting like your problems of the past, those burdens, those emotional burdens, they're going to just float away on the breeze. This is going to change your perspective of who's important in your life and what's important in your life. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. I hope that was helpful. I hope those who needed to hear this message heard it today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all mid-month for some more tarot check-ins. Thanks so much. Bye.